Welcome to Cranfield, Don. You have spoken this morning about the changing face of marketing and how the whole environment of measurement has changed. Could you tell me something about that now?
Well, the interesting thing is that we have developed a series of measures that are related primarily to outbound communication. They totally ignore any kind of interactive or inbound communication, what customers do. And so part of the problem is, yes, the systems work, but they only work to a certain extent.
So in terms of how things have changed more recently, and by that I'm talking probably 5 years, would you agree?
Yes, I think what we've seen are really dramatic changes in the last 5 years, and probably just this is the tip of the iceberg going forward.
So what kind of changes and adaptations will marketers need to make in order to survive in the new world, as it were?
Well, I think the thing that we have to think about is that it's not necessarily what we do. It's trying to listen to customers and hear what they're saying, understand what they're interested in, and then respond. Marketers have always been focused on distribution, talking, and what we need to do is start thinking about listening and then responding.
Are there ways that we can do that?
Well, there are obvious many ways. The customers are talking all the time in social media, and the social media is a listening tool much more so than a talking tool. So I think if you hear what customers are saying. The other problem is, by and large, marketing organizations are not designed to respond. We've always been designed to send things out. When people inquire, then we are not prepared to answer their questions, and that's really one of the big challenges.
And you talk about listening. Would you recommend that organizations monitor things like Facebook or Twitter?
Certainly, and that's the easiest way to do it, is to monitor what they say. But I think the more important thing is customers in many cases are asking us questions. They're asking questions of the organization, and they never get a response. So if you look at lots of organizations, if you ask a question of an organization, they'll say, well, we'll get back to you in 2 weeks or 10 days or whatever it happens to be. We're all now accustomed to instantaneous response. I send you an email or I send you a text message. If you don't respond in the next 10 minutes, I assume you're dead. So one of the things we have to do is we have to speed up the process, and we certainly have to speed up our response time.
So if we are listening to customers through areas such as social media, it's very difficult really to respond through those. It's quite intrusive. It's like walking into someone's living room and suddenly talking about your product. How would you do that?
I think the thing you have to think about is that's a listening system. It's not a talking system. So one of the things, if you understand what they're interested in, what they're concerned about, what their issues are, then you can start to create your communication and try to create conversations around those issues that are important to them, not the issues that are important to us.
So as you've always said, it's about the customer and about listening to them and responding through their chosen channels.
Absolutely, and much more so today than it's ever been in the past.